Hello students, today we will start history, chapter 1, making of a global world. In the book, this chapter is chapter 4 in section 2, but according to the system that we follow every year, this is the first chapter meant for first term in the school. Okay, so don't get confused. Let's start the chapter. The whole chapter is divided into different topics and subtopics, or you can say sections, as it is given in the book. And through my videos, the whole chapter will come to you topic wise. Okay, so first of all, make these things absolutely clear. There should be no confusion in your mind. And after having 2 or 3 videos and topics done, I will give you some assignments to do that you will do in your copy. And if you have any doubt, you can put your doubt. But I think if you go through my class very carefully and listen to me whatever I say, I think you will be able to answer all the questions. Okay, now move to the chapter making of a global world. As you can see that what is global, the word globalization is coming in the very first paragraph of the chapter. So let's talk about globalization first. What is globalization? Globalization is a process of interconnectedness. You may also call this interconnectedness as coming together. So, globalization is a process of interconnectedness, that means coming together of different countries of the world for trade. This is globalization. And when we think of globalization, we think that this is the phenomena that happened since the last 50 years or so. But this is absolutely wrong. The making of global world has a long history of trade, of migration, of people who move from one place to another, from one continent to another, from one country to another in search of work. Further, the movement of capital. And there were many other different types of movements recorded in the history. So in this chapter, we will learn different phases of globalization. That means different phases of global connectivity. Okay. The world was connected even during the pre-modern period. You have to keep it in your mind. Even before the 19th century, the modern world and the modern period starts in 19th century. So before 19th century, in the chapter, it is said pre-modern world. Okay. So I'm telling you, I have given you some examples with the help of the book that is given in the paragraph 1, that even during the pre-modern world, we have records clearing that the world has a long history of trade, of migration, of people in search of work, and the movement of capital and much else. Okay. So, it is clear now that the world was connected even during the pre-modern period. That means even before the 19th century. We have enough evidences from ancient times when travelers, traders, priests, and pilgrims travel vast distances for knowledge, opportunity, and spiritual fulfillment. That means satisfaction for their uh, spiritual knowledge, or to escape, to avoid persecution. That means punishment. Okay. And when they moved, they carried goods, money, values, skills, ideas, inventions, and even germs and diseases. Right. All these things make things clear that how world had been connected in the pre-modern world. But we have other evidences for the period are also available. We have evidences of an active trade link of Indus Valley civilization as early as 300 BCE with present day West Asia. For example, to prove this evidence, for example, let me tell you, in India, in the past, during the ancient time, you could say, cowries were used as a currency. And those cowries were found from China and East Africa. Now, historians suggest that because Indus Valley civilization had a coastal trade link with West Asia, these cowries reached China and East Africa from Maldives. So here once again you can see that even around 300 BC, Indus Valley civilization had trade links with countries in West Asia, China, and East Africa. That itself proves that even during the pre-modern world, the making of a global, that means even during the pre-modern world, there had been global interconnectedness. Okay, any doubt? Now, move further. We have other examples too to prove that the world had been interconnected during the pre-modern period. Let's move to our second topic, subtopic. Out of so many examples, the first example to prove that how world had been interconnected during the pre-modern world is silk routes. Silk routes that established trade links in the pre-modern period. It was land and sea routes that established trade and cultural links. Okay, and knitting together, binding together vast regions of Asia and further connecting Asia with Europe and Northern Africa. So you can see that how silk routes for the purpose of trade interconnected vast regions of Asia first and further Asia with Europe and Northern Africa. Trade link was operationalized before the Christian era and remained busy till 15th century. main things that had been traded through these routes were Chinese silk, Chinese pottery, textiles, and spices from India and Southeast Asia. But the bulk quantity of Chinese silk, given it, given this route, the name Silk Routes. Okay, so just because of Chinese silk had major quantity in these trading commodities, so this route got the name Chinese silk. Okay, Chinese silk routes. Now, from trade through the silk routes, gold and silver in return flowed from Europe to Asia, especially to India. Christian missionaries, early Muslim preachers, all traveled the same routes to come to India. Not only that, Buddhism and other religions of Indian origins traveled the same routes to spread outside India. Thus, at last we could say that trade and cultural links established through the Silk routes during the pre-modern period. So this is another example to tell you how the world had been interconnected during the pre-modern period. Sorry. Now next, let me move So these are the important points for silk routes that you have to keep in your mind, that will help you in making notes in your copy. And let me tell you, students, you have to do one more thing. When you have, after listening to my video and with the help of your book, you have to start making notes in your copy that you have to submit when the school will reopen. Okay, so today we have finished up to silk routes. Okay, so we have to stop here. In the next video we will discuss the next topic, that is food travels, spaghetti and potato. After finishing, before quitting, let me tell you something how we are going to move further. After finishing one or two topics, I will give you some questions to do. Okay, and that questions you will do in your copy. If you have any doubt, you can put it on the WhatsApp group. I will try my level best to answer you back, to remove your doubts that you put to me. Okay, so and when the whole chapter will finish, I will give you the final assignments. But in between, I will give you questions from the topic itself. Very simple questions I will give you, don't worry, isn't it? That will help you understand the topic further. Okay, so in this video, we have to stop here, and next video, we are going to have another topic for our discussion. Till time, goodbye. Have a good day. Stay home. Stay safe. Thank you.